Happy Mobility Sunday. All right, guys, we are going to do some joint work today. Might be a little bit weird, but stick with me. You will also need a towel. Bonus points if it is cute, like this. I think actually Allie gave me this. Honestly, 7 people gave me this, but I treasure all 7 of them. Thank you, Allie, and everybody else. All right, guys, so we're gonna start out with some rolling of the joints. So we're gonna start standing. And we're just gonna roll around our ankles. I don't know, you don't need to see my face for this. It's not important. So roll to the outside of the foot. You can roll quickly, or you can really take your time here. Pronate that foot. And then supinate, bring it into the inside. Nice job. Then let's reverse that roll. So roll toward the inside. If you hear a licking sound in the background, it's not me, I promise. All right. Maybe a little, just moving it out, shaking it out. Moving on to the other foot. So rolling slowly or quickly, but moving through a nice thorough movement in that ankle joint. And then reverse direction. Move it around, shake it out. Get that synovial fluid flowing. Remove my socks, just like I do every video. I like to think of it as a Mr. Rogers move. You know, helps you get to know me more. It's not weird at all. So from here, we're standing. I want you to lift your toes up off the ground, spread them wide, stretch through those feet, and then ground those toes back down into the floor. Again, lift your toes up, spread them wide, and ground them back down into the floor. Then we're gonna lift up onto our tiptoes. If you want, you can find some movement in your ankle here. If that feels unsafe to you, if you don't trust your balance, don't do it. But just lift up on the balls of those feet and then come back down to your heels, shake out your legs. Again, lift up onto the balls of your feet. And then come back down, shake out those legs. We're moving on to our wrists now. So just some wrist circles. We can go both wrists in the same direction. And reverse. That's not yours. Don't touch it. Hey, good boy. Back and forth a couple of times. And then open those fingers nice and wide. Stretch through the palms and the tops of your hands. Maybe give those fingers a little wiggle. And relax, shake it out. One more time, open up those fingers wide, like really wide, uncomfortably wide. Maybe wiggle in a creepy way, like you're casting a spell. And then relax, shake it out. All right, so we're gonna go through some shoulder rolls here, rolling our shoulders back behind us. And then rolling them forward. Nice job. Now from here, we're gonna take it into a nice low squat. So drop it low. What I wanna see here is your feet are nice and flat on the ground. So I know a lot of us have trouble getting those heels down. Really work on getting them down. Maybe you have to lean against a wall for it to happen or hold on to something for support, but grab on, use assistance if you need to, and try to get those heels down. If you want, you can find some movement. Nice job. And then from here, bring those hands down to the ground. We're gonna stay here for a moment. If your hands make contact, awesome. If not, you can come up onto those fingertips and we're gonna reverse our palms. So our wrists, your wrists are facing, my wrists are facing away from me, and your wrists are facing away from you. And if you want, you can rock front to back. But if you don't feel like you have good control here, don't worry about the rocking. Just hold that wrist stretch. So if you're rocking, you should be feeling this in the feet, in the ankles, the hips a little bit, in the wrists and in the fingers. And then relax, shake out those wrists. Palms plant on the floor. Lift your hips all the way up to the ceiling. Shake out your legs. Slowly stand up. And we're gonna come into a Cossack squat. So let's lean to the left. Bending into our left knee. Maybe coming as low as you're comfortable, maybe lifting up that right toe or maybe not. I have a really hard time getting my heel down, especially on this side. So trying to rock back on that heel if you can. Again, using that wall or whatever you have to support you to hold on to. Just stretching, working that ankle mobility here. This might not feel good. It does not feel good to me. But my joints feel better after I do this. Can you hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then get out of it however you need to. You can go smoothly, flawlessly through to the other side. I can't, so I'm just gonna get there however I can. Shake out that ankle. And then moving over to the right side. So we're bending into our right knee. As you can see, cannot get these heels down very easily. So using something for support if you need it, sending your heels back a little bit further, optional toe lift on the opposite side, and just holding here, trying to let the tension settle. Let the resistance do its work. If this is crazy painful for you, of course don't do it. If it's just uncomfortable, come on, let's do it. Sinking into it, holding here, breathing through. When I am in an uncomfortable position, I take my mind off of what hurts and bring it to my breath. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then, exit out of it however you need to. Shake it out, move it around. If you need to stand up, stand up. We're gonna drop it back down into a deep squat again. Maybe find some movement in the squat. Let's hold for just a little bit longer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands plant on the floor. Lift those hips up to the ceiling. Turn your toes forward. And then just let yourself hang here. Stretching down the backs of the legs. Letting your head drop. Take a little bend in your knees and then roll up to a stand. We're gonna do, here's the weird part that I was talking about. I have very mixed feelings about arm circles, but we're gonna do some arm circles. So arms out to the side. We are going to circle those arms toward the front, starting with large arm circles. Maybe even larger. I hear and feel a lot of popping, cracking in my shoulders, which is good, unless it's major popping or cracking. Let's reverse those big circles. Palms facing forward. Maybe you can hear my popping and cracking. Just a few more. 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Small circles this time. Toward the front. Palms forward. And reverse. Hey, you're fine. Stop it. Henry. No barking. He is not down. Hey, stop. With delivery people. And today is a big delivery. In my hood. Shake it out. Move it around. So now we're going to take it. Henry, stop barking. We're going to take it to the floor and you're going to bring your towel with you. Stop. Go grab a toy. Where's your toy? All right, so we're going to lie down on our backs and take that towel one side in either hand. Let's wrap it around our left foot to start. So maybe the middle of the foot or the ball of the foot, wherever you feel supported, like it's not going to slip off. You can, of course, use a band or anything to help you hold that foot. Henry, come. So leg is lifted. We're going to try to, from this position, square our hips. So I know we're kind of yanking on that left leg, but you don't, so you don't want to let that left hip come out of alignment with the other. So try to square them, pull your right hip downward, and kind of tuck your left hip back slightly toward you. So from here, pull that foot closer to your head and just relax into it. I love this stretch. Active yet passive. Henry, come. That's enough. If you want, you can take this arm, your other arm, reach it behind you, lengthen through your spine. So let's pull that left knee, left foot closer to your face. And then just kind of release it a little bit. From here, we're gonna grab the towel in our left hand and take that leg out away from us, keeping your shoulder blades down. It's not impressive if you can touch your leg on the ground. It's not really the point here. So we want to keep our shoulder blades grounded on the ground. Just stretch through that hip and inner thigh. Relaxing our face, neck, and shoulders. And then bring that leg back up to the top and over across the body. Again, doesn't matter if your foot taps the ground. It's not what we're looking here. Keep those shoulder blades down on the floor. From here, bring it back up to the top, and then we're gonna just bend our knee and just pull your foot, try to flex through your foot back toward you. If this doesn't feel good, you can just get rid of your towel and hug your knee into your chest. I like to roll my ankles because they're very cracky. It feels good. And release. Go ahead and take that towel over the other foot, over the right foot. Lie down, pull that leg, pull that foot back toward your body. Relax through your head, neck, and shoulders. Hold here. Again, keep those hips square. Try not to let your right hip come back toward you too much or lift up off the ground. And go ahead and take a slight bend in the knee and pull your knee and your foot closer to your head. Thank you for my shoe, sir. And then go ahead and straighten your leg, grabbing onto that towel with one hand. Let the leg fall slightly out to the side, not the whole way down to the floor. Shoulder blades stay grounded. Nice, and then bring it back up to the top momentarily. You can pull it in a little tighter if you want to. And take that leg across the body. Not too far, shoulder blades grounded. You want to feel this in your right hip. Nice T-band outside of the thigh. Don't forget to breathe. Feels so good. And bring that leg back up to the top. Pull it in tight, tight, tight. And bend your knee, deep bend in the knee. You can pull that towel with your flexed foot back toward you, or ditch the towel and hug your knee in toward your chest. I like to roll my ankle. And relax. Legs come long on the floor, arms reach up over your head, nice and straight. Inhale, arch with just a little bit, not too much, through your lower back. And then exhale, pull that spine to the floor. Inhale, lift, arch through the spine. Exhale, pull, spine flat. One more time. Inhale, arch. Exhale, pull that spine down toward the floor. You can relax that full body stretch. Let's hug our knees into our chest, but wide. So kind of like a happy baby, only grabbing for your knees. Just holding here. And then if it feels okay, start to rock a little side to side. Try not to lift your butt way up off the ground. Try to keep that bum down, hips down. You can kind of rock in like a U shape. Massage through your sacrum and your tailbone, lower back. Pull those knees together into your chest. Pull your nose up to your knee. Just relax here. Take 2 big breaths. And then start to rock head to tail a couple of times. We're looking for a massage of the spine here, some movements. Maybe 2 more, and then go ahead and rock up to a seat. All right, so more foot stretching. Let's have a seat on our shins, on our knees. Heels are underneath you. This doesn't feel good. Do not do it. We are going to tuck our toes under and then sit back on your heels. So if you have never done this before, it might be the worst thing. If you have done it before, it still doesn't feel great, but with practice, this gets a lot easier. I know I've talked about this. Stay where you are. I'm just going to move my camera. Talked about this before. We might be walking around barefoot more than normal. Our feet may have assimilated our joints by now, but I work out in my basement, which is carpeted, which is just, I hate it on my feet. So this helps kind of alleviate some of that tension that has, over all of this time, creeped into my calves and on up to my hamstrings. So holding here. Let's hold for 30 agonizing seconds. Breathing through it. Remember, when I'm feeling discomfort, I take my mind off of what hurts and bring it to my breath. I even like to make my breath really loud, noisy. That feels better to me, whether it's the distraction or the extra oxygen or a combination of the two. We're almost there. "15 seconds. Oh. Good job, guys. 5, 4, 3. Carefully exit. 2, 1. Rock forward. Untuck your toes. If you have a foot cramp, give it some time. Shake it out, pat it out. Do what you need to do. And then make your way onto a seat. We are almost done. You can use your towel or not. Hook it around the bottom of your feet if you can't grab the bottoms of your feet. Or, if you can, hook it around the bottom of your feet so that you can pull your shoulders back a little bit more. So let's breathe in, sit as tall as we can while holding onto that towel. And then as you exhale, hinge forward at the hips. We're not rounding through our spine. It's just a hinge. So my back is nice and flat. My elbows are bent and I'm pulling my torso forward. Big full breaths. And relax. Let's do that one more time. As we're hinged forward here, nice long spine. Inhale. Exhale, hinge, pull forward. Nice. Sit tall. This time we're gonna round through our spine. Inhale. Exhale, fold, round. Let that chin tuck, head release. You can let go of the towel if you don't want it. And roll back up to a seat. Last movement, feet together, knees wide. We're gonna take our palms, tuck them under our shins, or you can just hold on to your feet. That feels better. Rounding through our spine, and just kind of let gravity pull you down as much as your hips will allow. Continuing to breathe. Holding for 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax, untuck those arms. Shake anything out. If you need more stretching, please continue to stretch. Thanks everybody for coming. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great week, and I will see you next time. Toodaloo.